Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 4 of A Sky Full of Stars. And in the last episode, Akito was asked to go to the Make Academy to see Orihime and Honoka at their astronomy club. Well, actually, Orihime has this idea of reforming the Six Stars Club, which is simply a club that combines all the astronomy clubs in town together. The Six Stars Club is special because it was able to get members for each astronomy club, and each astronomy club had at least 10 members, going up to 30. But then there are conflicts between the leaders of the different clubs, and that led to the breakup of the Six Stars Club. And as independent clubs, the astronomy clubs were not able to get new members, and now they're all declining. So Orihime wants to rebuild the Six Stars Club and bring back the golden age of astronomy. So let's see how it goes. So right now Orihime is off in her own world, dreaming about astronomy, and Honoka is trying to get Orihime back to her senses. I think they're actually concerned about Akito, because when Orihime started to fantasize and daydream about this big club and how astronomy is great, she kind of alienated Akito, and now Akito's like, what's going on? What's she doing? What's she talking about? So now Honoka's like, hey, don't forget that we're trying to talk or invite Akito to our plan. And I'm pretty sure in case like this, rehearsals are not the best, because you don't know how Akito is gonna respond. And then again, Orihime scared Akito with her fortune-telling way of introducing the situation or the club. So yeah, even Akito is kind of surprised that they actually did rehearsals and practice for it. So I wonder what Orihime was expecting from Akito. Like, how would he respond to her presentation? Because obviously, you would have to know how to anticipate responses. So anyways, he tells her, I see what you're saying, and I understand your motivation. Okay, so what's next? But I don't think I can really help you. Your plan sounds too grand, it's infeasible, and with a very low membership count, it's going to be hard to do. And plus, we don't have much resources. And then again, Akito also says, oh, I don't even do stargazing anymore. Maybe too busy? Maybe loss of interest? So even though I'm still a member of the astronomy club, but it just sort of worked out that way, I've already decided not to look at the sky anymore. I wonder what happened. So that really threw a wrench in Orihime's idea or her plan. So you're really the astronomer who never looks at the stars? So they do know him as the person, oh, I'm part of the club, but I don't look at stars. Well, if you already know, there's no need to explain it again, so I guess if that's all, I better get going. and he leaves. So he actually tries to leave, but Orihime stops him. It was softer than I could have imagined, and I froze in place. So, I think Orihime thinks that there is something wrong, and I wonder what else she wants from Akito. So Orihime stared into my eyes. If you have ever looked at the stars, surely you must remember. Remember what? I wonder if it got boring for Orihime or Akito to look at stars. Like there isn't really much to look at now that we've pretty much seen everything. So she started moving into my eyes as if she was reaching into my deepest memories. I'm sorry, really, but I can't. Orihime whittled, her disappointment visible. It was like seeing Kotaro get sad when Saya wouldn't play with him, and I couldn't help but feel guilty. Well, I have to get to work. So I think maybe because he got so occupied with his work that he pretty much lost interest in all the things he liked to do. So pretty much work occupied his life. Unable to bear it any longer, I stood to go, but this time it was Honoka who stopped me. So Honoka's not gonna let him go easily. He's like, well, I know you have to go to work now, but we really hope that you'll come again and maybe get him to reconsider. Oh, fine. So at least he agrees to Honoka's wish to have him come back to the next meeting. So there is some hope for getting Akito back into observing stars. So when I said that, Orihime seemed to cheer up a bit. She even smiled a little. Promise. So that smile was more persuasive than any ridiculous argument, and I found myself nodding subconsciously. So at least he agrees to coming back for the next meeting. And it kind of reminds me of Innocent Girl. Because that story was all about how Wataru, he used to be a world-renowned or a renowned author of poems. But then he grew up and he realized that being a poet is embarrassing, and he tries to disown it, only to have all these people remind him of poetry. And when they read that signature work from Wataru under the name of Kiroi Hoshizora, he fell apart. And in the opening route, we see that he's still not interested in reconsidering poetry. He still wants to disown it. And near the end of the opening, Kagari had him consider why he wanted to do poetry in the first place. So I wonder if that's the same thing that's gonna apply to Akito here. Like, why did you want to do stargazing in the first place? But anyways, it's after school, or he just left the building, and Saya's gonna give him something. Okay. So the girl on her way home from Hoshino Daiichi waved. So I gave a little wave back. So who was that? I had no idea. So who is she talking to? Oh, so Saya goes to another school, and she took a bus to come to the school that Akito goes to, and she's getting the attention of all these other people. And there's all these rumors about, oh, she's here to see her boyfriend who's part of the Astronomy Club. But because there's only one member in the Astronomy Club, I don't think anybody in Hoshino Daiichi knows about its existence. Which is a good thing, because then, they won't know who, the boyfriend refers to. I come by so many times that I guess they remembered me now. And that's kind of a pretty bad way of labeling. Okay, so they know who the boyfriend is. My face felt hot. They were saying something about a boyfriend as well. I hope I'm not causing any trouble for you, Akito. Well, I did worry a little. Just like the ones before, all students on their way home looked my way. I guess it was only natural since it was so rare that for a girl wearing another school's uniform to be here. But I got so embarrassed that I could not stand it anymore. So feeling helpless, I looked down at the package in my hands. So, Saya's trying to give Akito Oden after that little incident in episode 2 about the dog Kotaro. So Saya wanted to pet the dog got excited, and then he got all over Saya, so her uniform was filled with pet dander, and Akito had to scrape it off. And he did tell Saya, hey, you shouldn't excite the dog, because it always happens like this. It always ends up like this. But the owner of the shop was like, well, it kind of tells me that Saya's here, and I like seeing the excitement that Kotaro the dog has. Okay, so I think the president of the Astronomy Club is here, or the former president. So if she'd be smiling like that from the start, I never could have refused. I muttered, thinking back on Orihime's green face. So the first impression was so creepy, but I guess I was lucky I could not really pay attention to the rest of her. So she's a little older, so she's got a different kind of beauty compared to Saya. Saya wouldn't be happy if she knew I was using her as a basis of comparison, I thought to myself as I pedaled my bike through the school gates. So whenever I thought of Saya, I thought of Oden. And that was what Saya was trying to give to Akito. Saya's Oden. I sighed like a lovesick child. And it was about time for work. So my trip to the Meiko Academy took longer than planned. So I didn't have time to go by Saya's house to pick up my Oden. Oh! So actually, Akito was supposed to go to Saya's place to pick up the Oden, but I think he missed it, or he waited too long, and Saya had to come and deliver Oden to him instead. Okay. And I had really been looking forward to tonight's banquet, or banquet. Man, just thinking about that, Oden makes me hungry. Maybe I should have a snack before I headed out. Okay, so this is his astronomy club. And in a sense, it's not as luxurious as the one at the Meiko Academy. So that was the other school with Orihime and Honoka. They have more telescopes and a nice globe and a conference table. This one just has one telescope, a computer, and some equipment and books from other places. And as well as shipment boxes. And for some reason, Saya's waiting for him at the somewhat astronomy club. But Saya, what are you doing here? Oh, I mean, hi! So he's surprised that Saya's here, but then, oh, I'm supposed to be nice to her, so, hi! Oh, so, Akito actually didn't meet Saya at the school gates. He was just walking back from the Meiko Academy. And while there's all this rumor about, oh look, it's the girl, it's the commuter wife. The president brought Saya to this club, or this place, so that Akito will be here in a few minutes, so just wait for him here. And it'll help you shield from all those rumors and such. And she knows the former president, or who he is. So you came and waited just for me? So So I told her beforehand that I had a sudden errand to run.
アキトくん、楽しみにしてたみたいだったから。
And she just remembered about the excitement that he had about that Oden. Oh. You don't mean... So with a little angelic smile, Saya picked up a package from the desk.
Oden.
Okay. And there you go, Oden! You even brought in the pot?
これで温めた方が美味しいと思って。
Oh, I figured that it'd be better if it was heated up in this. So the clay, the iron, it warms it up in a special way. Well, actually, the whole pot is warm. You really are something, you know? And it must have been so heavy. Yeah, clay pots are heavy. It's one of the reasons why some people like to use iron pans, because iron heats up the whole pot instead of just one area. Though I know pan makers, they like to talk about how they have all this technology to spread the heat out evenly. So you stood way in front of the school carrying this. And plus, you rode the bus with this on your lap.
そうだよ。
So she knows that Akito really wanted Oden, so you tried to bring it to him in the best condition. So that meant that she had to bring the whole pot as it is, and she's willing to go this far just to bring the best possible Oden for Akito. So in my mind's eye, it was such a surreal sight. It seemed more like she lost a day or something. Well, thank you so much, Saya. So she's happy. So the impulse to hug her in gratitude was so strong, I had to struggle to keep it under control. After all, she went through all this hassle to serve a wonderful pot of Oden for Akito. So after all that work, it would have been a tragedy to spill the Oden. And the fact that she was able to bring it here unscathed in one piece is quite a miracle and accomplishment. So then again, what are you doing here?
Yo, おかえり。
Okay, so there's someone else in here, and his name is Takeichi, and he's also enjoying Oden. Hey, don't what's up on me, you moron. What are you doing here, slipping in here to eat your noodles? Oh, so he's having noodles, his own personal noodles.
やっぱカレーだよな。お前わかってるよ。
Oh, it's special noodles. It's curry noodles. It's not the regular noodles that you're thinking of. So the food snatching bandit just stood there, poking at his phone and slurping up his ill-gotten curry noodles. I've been trying to ignore him, but the spicy aroma of those noodles ignited my appetite. Probably smells good.
私がアキトくん待ってたらお腹空いたって。
So he came in while I was waiting for you, and he said he was hungry. So what about the Oden? Is it okay? I was actually fearful as I said that.
任せて、死守したよ。
So I wonder if Akito is concerned that Takeichi has ruined the flavor of Oden with his curry noodles. The smell of the curry noodles. Besides, like, don't worry, it's okay. I made sure it was alright. I protected it. So we nod to each other like war buddies who had survived hell together. So seeing that, Takeichi slurped his curry noodles in protest. So he's trying to tell Akito that curry noodles are better. So the synergy of sound and smell triggered my stomach like Pavlov's bell. Not sure what that means. Oh, and by the way, those purloin noodles had been my emergency rations. So he had the soup base, which is the curry, but then he opened up a box of noodles and it was cooking in it. And that was the noodles that Akito was gonna use in case of emergency. And also, that jerk wasn't even in the astronomy club. He was he was just a basketball club member. He's not the president, he's just someone from the basketball club.
どこ行ってたんだ?
So anyways, where did you go to? Nowhere. And for a stranger, I guess it's best not to tell him where you actually went. So I brushed him off and started to change out of my uniform to get ready for work. So I turned her back while I changed.
名工学院に行ってたの?
Because I think she spoiled it. But I think she knows what is up. And how did you know that?
部長さんがね、教えてくれたの。部長さんのお使いで名工の天文部の人に会いに行ってるって。
So the president, which is not Takeichi, told Saya about what's happening. That Akito went to the astronomy club at the Mako school. Or Mako Academy. Yeah, pretty much. I made some vague agreement trying to misdirect. I didn't want to get into it. So the idea that Akito, he doesn't want to be involved in what the people at the Mako Academy Astronomy Club is going to do.
名工の天文部なんぞに一体何の用事だよ?
So now Takeichi is interested in knowing about what happened. And this concerns you how?
だな.
Okay, so stay out of it.
でも天の川が聞きたそうな顔してっからさ.
But Saya wants to know. So Saya's ears turned beet red, and she shook her head back and forth. I couldn't see her face, but it was pretty clear she wanted to know who I met. Well, it was no big deal. But have you ever heard of the Six Stars Club? I think she might have. So I think she might have heard the about that club. Saying it over and over, Saya turned around with a thoughtful look on her face, just as I was taking off my pants. So he's still being dressed into his work uniform, but he got Saya curious about what he did earlier today. Okay, so he turns back around. And even though she's never heard of it, she's interested in knowing what that Six Stars Club is. So I finished changing my pants and hung up my uniform. It was a gathering of all the astronomy clubs in the city apparently, and they asked me to join it. So I gave Saya a rundown of what Orihime and Honoka told me. Well, it really wasn't something I wanted to talk about, but with that pot full of Oden right in front of me, I couldn't refuse Saya anything. So the fact that she went great lengths to serve Akito his favorite Oden, he has to do something in return. So he shouldn't let her down by basically hiding all the details about what happened at the Meiko Academy from Saya. And I wonder if Saya's still into astronomy, or has she also moved on throughout the years. But she is kind of interested in knowing about that Six Stars Club. Well, me neither. Well, it did break up 6 years ago. I wonder what makes that 6 special, because pretty much everything involved is like the number 6. So 6 different clubs, the Six Stars Club, and it broke up 6 years ago, and it was named after a constellation that had 6 stars in it. Interesting way of saying things. So after she heard my story, Saya opened her blue and orange eyes wide and stared at me. And I think Saya also knows about the problem with Akito, and is also hoping to see him return to his past by doing stargazing. But still, Akito's not interested. I'm never looking up again. So we still don't know why or what caused him to change. So they put my answer on hold, but at the next meeting I plan to refuse outright. So they're giving him time to think about it, and Akito's like, well, I'm just gonna say I thought about it and my conclusion is I am not interested in combining clubs and join this new 6 Stars Club.
そうなんだ。
And Saya's kind of upset. The topic ended on an unpleasant note. Saya's shoulders slumped a little in disappointment. That's why I did not want to talk about it, I thought to myself. And Takeichi, once again, is slurping down his curry pasta, or curry noodles. The slurping of Takeichi's curry noodles echoed in the silence. I silently reached out to take the cup from Takeichi's hand. He would not let go, though. Obviously, he's eating. Just give me a little. So he actually wants some of the curry noodles. Okay, how about I feed you? I think Akito's old enough not to be fed. And more importantly, he shouldn't be in here. He's just stealing people's resources. Because he's not part of the Astronomy Club. He's just a basketball club member that's here to take Akito's food. Or maybe to stay strong for the next match. So Takeichi picked up some noodles with his chopsticks and reached towards me. You! Well, I think he wants some, but he doesn't want to be fed by Takeichi. The delectable spicy scent wafted towards my nose. Okay, so he's gonna be fed by Takeichi. And it's gotten Sai's attention. Okay, so he pretends to, but then, as if, I ripped through the cup and chopsticks from Takeichi's hand. So he's just gonna take it all to himself. Well, then again, it's not Takeichi's noodles. A little. I wonder how much is a little. I scarfed down nearly all the noodles before Takeichi could snatch them back. Oh, maybe you should get some food yourself, Takeichi. I smiled, feeling victorious, while chomping down my mouthful of noodles. Well, that's what you get for being creepy. So Takeichi picked up at the leftover noodles and bits of chopped meat stuck to the cup. He actually looked kind of sad. Well, like I said, just get your own noodles. You don't have to be stealing Akito's noodles. So Takeichi drank the last of the sauce and smacked his lips. He threw the cup and the chopsticks away. And that smile really intimidates me. Okay, so he's actually going to make it up by buying another cup for Akito. So Takeichi stood up and stretched. And just when I thought he was leaving, he stopped. Okay, so I'll go ahead and stop here. I think that's enough for episode 4. So, we see that, despite Akito being invited to join clubs together, to form the Six Stars Club with Orihime, he's not interested. And he doesn't want to be part of a big club anymore. It's because he doesn't want to look at the stars anymore. So with that in mind, I'll see you in the next episode.